Welcome to Pets Aplenty, where dogs, cats, and everything furry get their time to shine. Imagine a shaggy, noble creature galloping across misty Scottish hills, wind in its wiry fur, chasing down deer with royal determination. That's the Deerhound for you.
History.
The Scottish Deerhound's history goes way back, so far that it practically predates Scotland itself. These dogs were bred centuries ago by Scottish clans for one noble purpose: hunting red deer. Back then, hunting wasn't just for sport, it was a matter of survival and status. Only nobles were allowed to own deerhounds, and the punishment for a commoner caught with one could be death. Talk about exclusivity. The breed's lineage likely traces back to ancient greyhounds brought to the British Isles by traders or invaders. Romans, Celts, take your pick. Over time, those early sighthounds adapted to the rugged Scottish terrain, evolving into larger, tougher dogs that could chase and bring down a full-grown stag. The Scottish Deerhound was so admired that it was called the Royal Dog of Scotland. In fact, no one ranked below an earl was allowed to own one. Kings and chieftains guarded their deerhounds like treasure. Unfortunately, when hunting with firearms replaced coursing deer by sight, the deerhounds' numbers plummeted. By the 18th century, they were nearly extinct. Thankfully, some dedicated breed enthusiasts, including Archibald and Duncan McNeill, revived the breed in the 19th century.
Appearance.
At first glance, the Scottish Deerhound looks like a rugged, larger cousin of the Greyhound who spent a few months backpacking across the Highlands. Standing around 30 inches tall and weighing between 75 to 110 pounds, this dog is built for power and endurance. Its wiry coat isn't just for show, it's practical armor against cold, wind, and thorns. The fur is usually a shade of gray, blue-gray, brindle, or fawn, giving the dog a mysterious, misty look as if it's always emerging from a foggy glen. Their deep chest, long legs, and slightly curved tail all scream speed and grace. The head is long and narrow with dark, soulful eyes that could melt your heart or convince you to share your sandwich.
Temperament.
If you're expecting a fierce hunter personality, think again. The Scottish Deerhound is the gentle giant of the canine kingdom. Calm, dignified, and quietly affectionate, these dogs have a zen-like presence that makes them wonderful companions. They're not barkers, not biters, and definitely not drama queens. Instead, they're loyal, sensitive souls who seem to understand the mood of the room better than most humans. Deerhounds are also famously affectionate with their families, though in a reserved way. They're not clingy, but they love being near you, often draping their lanky bodies across your couch or your entire living room. Just don't expect them to be good guard dogs. If a burglar comes in, your deerhound might greet them like an old friend and then go back to sleep.
Socialization.
Early socialization is key for this breed. While deerhounds are naturally gentle, their size can make them intimidating if they're not properly socialized. Introduce them to people, dogs, and even cats early on. Some deerhounds can live peacefully with cats if raised with them, though their hunting instincts might kick in if something small and fast dashes by. It's nothing personal, it's just in their DNA. They also do well in social settings like dog parks, though their recall can be questionable when they spot something exciting.
Grooming.
Good news, the Scottish Deerhound's wiry coat is surprisingly low maintenance. Bad news, it's not completely maintenance-free. You'll need to brush their coat once or twice a week to remove dead hair and prevent matting. A slicker brush or a metal comb does the job well. They don't shed excessively, but expect some fur tumbleweeds if you skip grooming for too long. Bathing isn't needed too often, every couple of months, or when they start smelling like a damp castle. You'll also want to trim their nails regularly and check their ears for dirt. Deerhounds have that natural beauty vibe, so minimal fussing is best. Think of them as the kind of dog who looks effortlessly good, like they just rolled out of a Renaissance painting.
Exercise.
Scottish Deerhounds are athletes. They need daily exercise to keep their muscles strong and their mind sharp. A good long walk or a chance to run in a safely enclosed area is perfect. They're sprinters, not marathoners. So expect quick bursts of energy followed by long naps that make you question if they've melted into the carpet. Without enough exercise, they can get bored, and a bored deerhound is a tall tornado of fur and furniture collisions. But when they're properly exercised, they're They're the picture of contentment, a serene, quiet presence lounging beside you after a run that could rival a cheetah's sprint. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the noble world of the Scottish Deerhound, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Pets Aplenty. We've got plenty more breeds, stories, and furry facts coming your way. Some big, some small, but all full of heart.
Training.
Training a Scottish Deerhound requires patience, humor, and a pocket full of treats. They're intelligent dogs, but also independent thinkers. They like to understand why they're being asked to do something before agreeing. So if you ask them to sit, you might get a polite look that says, "Sure, but what's in it for me?" Positive reinforcement works wonders here. Harsh methods? Forget it. You'll just hurt their feelings. Deerhounds respond best to kindness and consistency. Remember, they were bred to chase deer, so when instinct calls, even your best come here might fall on deaf ears.
Nutrition.
Given their size, deerhounds need a high-quality diet designed for large breeds. Puppy deerhounds should grow slowly to avoid bone and joint issues, so overfeeding is a no-go. As adults, they thrive on a balanced diet of lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Deerhounds are prone to bloat, also known as gastric torsion, a serious, life-threatening condition. To reduce the risk, feed smaller meals throughout the day instead of one large feast, and avoid heavy exercise right before or after eating. Fresh water should always be available, though you might want to elevate their bowl to make mealtime more comfortable for their long necks.
Health.
Scottish Deerhounds, like most large breeds, have a shorter lifespan, around 8 to 11 years, but in those years, they live life to the fullest. Common health issues include bloat, heart disease, and bone cancer, specifically osteosarcoma. Regular vet checkups, a proper diet, and controlled exercise can help catch problems early. Their large size also makes them more prone to joint issues, so soft bedding and moderate exercise are essential. Genetic testing and reputable breeders can reduce risks, but no matter what, every deerhound deserves the royal treatment. Despite their health challenges, deerhounds tend to age gracefully. They don't lose their gentle spirit, and even in their senior years, they remain dignified and loving companions. Think of them as old souls wrapped in wiry fur. So, that's the Scottish Deerhound, a noble hunter turned gentle poet, elegant yet humble, brave yet calm. They might not be for everyone, especially those with small apartments or breakable furniture, but for the right person, a deerhound is pure magic. Thanks for watching Pets Aplenty. If you enjoyed learning about this majestic breed, make sure to subscribe and let us know in the comments which dog you'd like us to feature next, or tell us about your own furry friend. Until next time, give your pets an extra treat from us, and remember, every tale tells a story.